Hello everyone, today we'll read Harry Potter. Feel so first though. Tutor Darnest paused and fell to its knees. Then he slumped to the ground fast asleep. Keep playing, Ron warned Harry as they slipped out of the cloak and crept towards the trapdoor. They could feel their dark heart. Smelly breath as they approached the giant heads. I think we will be able to pull the door open, said Ron, peering over the dark speck. Want to go first, everyone? No, I don't. All right, Ron gritted his teeth and stepped carefully over the dark legs. He bent and pulled the ring of the trapdoor, which swung up and opened. Can you see? Hermione said uneasily, nothing, just like there's no way of climbing down. We'll just have to drop. Harry, who was still playing the flute, waved at Ron to get his attention and pointed at himself. Do you want to go first? Are you sure? Said Ron. I don't know how deep this thing goes. Give the flute and everyone so she can keep him asleep. Harry handed the flute over. The few seconds silence, the dark growled, the twitched. But the moment everyone began to play, it fell back into his deep sleep. Harry climbed over it and looked down through the trapdoor. There was no sign of the bottom. He lowered himself through the hole in until he was hanging on by his fingertips. Then he looked up at Ron and said, "If anything happens to me, don't follow. Go straight to the old lady and said Hedwig to Dumbledore. Right?" "Right," said Ron. "See you in a minute, I hope." And Harry let go. Cold, damp air rushed past him as he fell down and down. Flip! With a funny muffled short of thump. He landed on something soft. He sat up and felt around, his eyes not used to the glow. It felt as though he was sitting on some sort of plant. "It's okay." He called up to the light and size of a pottage step, which was the open trapdoor. "Is a soft landing, you can jump." Ron followed straight away. He landed sprawled next to Harry. "What's this stuff?" were his first words. "Journal. Sharp planting. I suppose it's here to break their fall. Come on, everyone." The distant music stopped. There was a loud bark from the dark, but everyone had already jumped. She landed on Harry's other side. "We must be miles under the school," she said. "Look at this plant, this here." "Really?" said Ron. Looky. It's right, everyone. Look at you both." She leapt up and struggled towards a dumb word. She had to struggle because the moment she had landed, the plant had started to twist snake-like tendrils around her ankles. For Harry and Ron, their legs had already been bound tightly in long creepers without their noticing. Hermione had managed to free herself before the plant got a firm grip on her. Now she watched it in order as the two boys fought to pull the plant off them, but the more they strained against it and tighter, the faster the plant would around them stop moving. Everyone ordered them. I know what this is. It's devil's snare. Oh, I'm so glad. We know what it's called. Was a great help, snarled Ron, leaning back, trying to stop the plant curling around his neck. Shut up! I'm trying to remember how to kill it, said Hermione. Well, hurry up. I can't breathe. Harry gasped, scrattling with it as it surged around his chest. Devil's snare. What did Professor Sprout say? It lies dark and damp. So light a fire. Harry choked. Yes, of course, but there's no wood. Everyone cried, wringing her hands. Have you gone mad? Ron bellowed. Are you a witch or not? All right, said Hermione as she whisked out her wand, waved it, murdered something, and sent a jet of some blue-bell flames she had used on snap at the plant. In a matter of seconds, the two boys fell dead, loosening its grip as it grinned away from the light and worms, cringling and falling and flailing. It unraveled itself from their bodies and they were able to pull free. Lucky you pay attention in her blotchy. Hermione said Harry as he joined her by the wall, wiping sweat off his face. Yeah, said Ron. And lucky Harry doesn't lose his head in a crisis. There's no wood. Honestly, this way, said Harry, pointed down a stone passageway, which was the only way on. All they would hear apart from their two footsteps was the gentle drip of water trickling down the walls. The passageway sloped downwards, and Harry was reminded of green ghosts with an unpleasant draw of the hurt. He remembered a dragon said to be warding wolves in the wizard's bank. They met a dragon, a fully grown dragon. Robert had had enough. Could you hear something? Ron whispered. Harry listened. A soft rustling and clinking seemed to be coming from up ahead. Do you think it's a ghost? I don't know. Sounds like wings to me. There's light ahead. Can see something moving. They reached the end of the passageway and saw before them a brilliantly lit chapel. A ceiling arching high above them, it was full of smart jewel bright birds, fluttering and tumbling all around the room. On the opposite side of the chamber was a heavy wooden door. Do you think they'll attack us if we cross the room? Said Ron. Probably, said Harry. They don't look very vicious. But I suppose if they all swoop down at once, there's nothing for it. I'll run. He took a deep breath, covered his face with his arms, and sprinted across the room. He expected to feel sharp bricks and clouds tearing at him any second. But nothing happened. They reached the door untouched. He pulled the handle, but it was locked. The other two followed him. They tugged and heaved at the door, but it wouldn't budge. Even when everyone tried her a low murmuring chirp. "Now what?" said Ron. "Disperse. They can't be here just for decoration," said Hermione. They watched the birds soaring overhead, glittering. "They're not birds," Hermione said steadily. "They're keys. Winged keys. Look carefully." "So that much must mean." He looked around the turban while the other two squinted up at the flock of keys. "Yes, look, broomsticks. We've got to catch the key to the door." "But there are hundreds of them." Ron examined the lock on the door. "We're looking for a big, old-fashioned one, probably silver like the handle." They seized a broomstick each and kicked up into the air, soaring into the midst of the cloud of keys. They grabbed and snapped, but the bewitched keys darted. They dived so quickly. It was almost impossible to catch one. Not for nothing, though, was Harry the youngest seeker. In a century he had a knack for spotting things other people didn't. After a minute's weaving about through the wild of rainbow feathers, he noticed a large silver key that had a bent wing, as if it had already been carved and stuffed roundly into the keyhole. "That one," he called to the others. "That big one there, no, there with bright blue wings. The feathers are all crumpled on one side." Ron was speeding in the direction that Harry was pointing, crashed into the ceiling, and nearly fell off his room. "We've got to close in on it," Harry called, on taking his eyes off the key with the damaged wing. "Ron, can't come at it from above. Hermione, stay below and stop it going down, and I'll try and catch it right now." Ron dived. Hermione rocketed upwards. The key dodged them both, and Harry shrieked after it. It sped towards the wall. Harry leaned forward and, with a nasty crunching noise, pinned it against the stone. With one hand, Ron and Hermione's cheers echoed around the high chamber. They landed quickly, and Harry ran to the door, the key struggling in his hand. He rammed it into the lock and turned. It worked. The moment the lock had clicked open, the key took flight again, looking very battered, now that it had been cuffed wings. Be caught twice. "Ready?" Harry asked the other two, his hand on the door handle. They nodded. He pulled the door open.